Rocky, sweetie, you are nothing if not an exhausting, incomprehensible surprise.
Thank you!
When I said I wanted whiskey and pussy, this isn't what I meant. I'm not mad, I'm just sober. So LACKADAISY is the latest animated pilot to light up the internet like a fur fest in Chernobyl, and if you haven't heard of it already, then I would like to book a weekend at whatever rock you're living under.
Who are you people?
Because it's kind of a big deal. Released on March 29th, the pilot episode has amassed almost 10 million views in just 3 months, and is still somewhat steadily rising. It's clear that we gotta talk about it. Now, you'd be forgiven for not knowing that this series started as a webcomic, mainly because, well, I didn't, and I mean I know everything. It was created in 2006 by Tracy Butler, a phenomenal and innovative artist who's been kicking ass at her craft for over 20 years. It's got a unique story and a distinct art style for sure, but does the pilot capture all that? What exactly is the result of translating a comic of over a decade and a half's length to animation? Well, you have eyeballs, and this shit looks amazing. But a tasty-looking cake that's got dog shit inside isn't gonna make a happy wedding photo, so what do I, a cynical edgelord dragon on the internet, think of the debut episode?
No one asked!
Let's swing by the Speakeasy for a pint, and I'll tell you about LACKADAISY. We open on our 3 lead characters grave robbing. Oh, did I not mention this isn't made for kids? The coffin doesn't contain a body, however, but there are spirits. Seems they were following a strange and confusing set of clues left in an obituary, finding enough Canadian whiskey to almost stomach a family reunion. They have some playful back and forth as they break every law and moral code in the book, and it becomes clear that they're very close to one another. Ivy is a spunky and direct but caring cat who's got an adventurous spirit and the hots for Freckle. Freckle is a nervous and cautious but strong boy with a sinister side to him that we'll see soon enough. And Rocky is the elegantly spoken and intelligent older cousin of Freckle, deciphering clues in the obituary and being musically inclined, though not the stealthiest of fellows.
I was cursed with these spaghetti arms!
We're trespassing on their turf.
But there's naught ye can do about it, ye feisty devils!
Jesus Christ! Not gonna lie, that train scared the shit out of me the first time watching. They're interrupted in their quest, however, by a mean-looking mommy that starts lighting up their car like a rolling Christmas tree. This is Seraphine, and as a car chase ensues, we see that she's not alone. We also have the large and intimidating driver, Nico, and in the backseat we have Mordecai. What is that? What's going on? Oh my god, I showed him for like 4 seconds! Listen, go change your underwear and you can nickname your toys later. We got more to cover. Mordecai lambasts the two for messing around and taking so long to finish the job, to which Seraphine points out he isn't really helping at all, and worries he's getting sentimental, hinting that he might have known our protagonists in the past.
Oh, you don't like how we play? How about you stop spectating and throw in, Chef? Or do we have to worry about you getting sentimental about old times?
I'm scaroused!
I'm a hypocrite. During the pursuit, Rocky encourages Freckle to play them a symphony, to which Freckle is visibly scared, until he's actually holding the weapon. But before anything can happen, Rocky climbs out the broken back window, trying in vain to cover bullet holes that are draining all their precious stock. So Nico decides to flatten Rocky and ram the kids off the road all at once, and it looks like they're gonna succeed. But luckily, Freckle is like my drunken uncle on the 4th of July, and happily celebrates the Second Amendment.
Anyway, I started blasting.
So Freckle has this psycho side to him. Guns make him go crazy and laugh like a maniac when he so much as holds one. This works to their advantage though, and after immobilizing the pursuing gang members, the trio continues down a long and narrow road. Because of this, Mordecai gets a chance to shoot at them, showing off some ridiculously good marksman skills as he takes out their side mirror with just a pistol. So the car is, well, badly damaged to say the least and won't start. Rocky has disappeared to go play with explosives, which we come to find is his version of Freckle's gun thing. And Mordecai arrives at the coal factory with Tweedledad and Tweedlemommy. So to say things aren't looking good would be like calling Al Capone a bit of a troublemaker. Freckle leaves Ivy to fix the car while he tries to lure them all away from there. Yeah, it doesn't quite work, as Mordecai just hunts him down while Seraphine and Nico make their way over toward the car.
Huh.
Trying to get back to her, Freckle nearly gets put down like a dog, or I guess I mean a cat, and it seems like everyone is going to be killed. Until...
The sudden circus comes to town!
So my dude Rocky has commandeered a massive fucking excavator and is dropping sticks of dynamite indiscriminately like a god of hellfire, all while ranting and raving about a circus coming to town. Remind me never to get on his bad side when there's explosives involved. This offers Ivy and Freckle a window to try and get the car working, while everyone else is understandably distracted. This all culminates in Rocky accidentally dropping a lit stick back into the bucket and leaping out before it blows. But don't worry, cats always land on their
Face? Man, what kind of cat are you?
and then the digger crashes into a water tower, which blows up and washes everyone away. By now, Ivy and Freckle have started the car, and they pick up their cracked-out savior before driving off. Mordecai tries to stop them again, but can't bring himself to shoot after setting his sights on Ivy. We cut to a place called the LACKADAISY Cafe, where upstairs a small, opulent-looking lady named Miss May is reading the obituaries to her husband, who isn't shown so we know he's going to be dead, and talks about how they've gotten an old supplier back in the funeral home. Well, that explains the messages in the paper about the whiskey. Seems she runs a large speakeasy and has done so alone ever since her husband's, I assume, passing. She heads downstairs to greet Rocky and the team and check out what they've brought her to drink, where we see her speakeasy's not the most popular spot in town anymore. Seems the place hasn't been doing so hot despite being rather extravagant in design. At the bar, we meet a local politician, a drunk slack-off musician who is supposed to be playing for the few customers they have left, and the bartender who has a less than welcoming disposition. When Rocky and the gang roll up with literally just handfuls of bottles, the group taste test only to realize it's cheap and tastes like ass. But I guess they share the same motto as I do because booze is booze. Still, for all that time and money spent, this isn't really that impressive to Miss May, and I'm sorry, I know I should be focusing on the dialogue and all, but these two in the background are adorable. She doesn't want the drink, and neither does Freckle, and so she chases him around with it. They're apparently all over 18 if the wikis didn't lie, but this childlike shit is adorable and really adds to the personality of the group. Deciding it's best not to drag the night down anymore, Miss May asks Zib to take Rocky up to the stage and start playing for everyone.
Come on, you owe me a dance.
I do?
Yes, I've decided. You know the Charleston?
No.
The Lindy Hop?
No.
The Roundabout? The Jingle Jangle?
I fucking love these two already. As everyone gets the party going, Miss May steps aside to watch and reminisce, imagining her husband is right beside her, as life comes back to the place and the pilot comes to a close. Well, almost. In a post-credit sequence, Mordecai is calling their boss Mr. Sweet from a payphone and reveals to him and us, the audience, that the place that Miss May is getting her whiskey from is also a supplier for them. They've been double-dealing. Who is this mysterious Mr. Sweet? What's going to happen to our main characters? What is Mordecai's relationship with our protagonists and LACKADAISY as a whole? Will these two ever kiss? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It lacks some pieces to be sure, but that's mostly by design. As a pilot episode, it needs to get you hooked and wanting more, which means lots of details and future plotlines are left out. Characters aren't fully developed. Ivy is given less personality and time than Freckle and Rocky. The intro also, while magnificently drawn, voice-acted, and colored, does go on a bit long if you're not initiated and want to be grabbed right away. But it's a slow burn that's worth it, trust me.
What happened to you that made you hate fun?
Other than those small bumps in the road that are mostly subjective, oh my god, this was so cool! The action, the dramatic moments, the comedy, the colors and animation style. It's like if Don Bluth did adult animation. It's genuinely so fucking impressive, the scale of this thing. I know it's tempting, but I don't want to compare it to Has Been Hotel, because I believe any earnest attempts to do so would undermine the beauty and originality on display here. And that goes both ways, mind you. This is its own thing, and another big win for independent and internet animation as a whole. The work involved in this cannot be understated. They don't needlessly swear all the time, but also don't avoid it. There's no sexualization of any kind, so they're not overdoing that either. They don't overdo the violence despite handling the topic of literal gang wars, but show that they're willing to hurt characters and that they aren't invincible. However you slice it, this is a fantastic introduction to what I can personally say is a show I'm beyond excited to see continue. I was on the edge of my seat, from the appearance of our antagonists to the cutscene after the credits, and the voice acting was fucking great. Standouts to me were Rocky, Mordecai, and Seraphine. They killed it with their deliveries. But really, everyone was good or greater, so don't let that downplay how enthralled I was by everyone's performances. I loved them all. You know, when I was a kid, I remember the sense of wonder and engagement when a show or movie totally caught my attention. It blindsided me. Nothing could distract me. I wasn't even aware of my new favorite thing until it let me go. And like the embrace of an old friend, this show brought me right back to that warm summer carpet, sitting in my pajamas and watching my soon-to-be new obsession. As an adult, I can't recreate that sense of careless abandon anymore. I just can't. I'm weathered by life, far too jaded and cynical to surrender myself that way. But this, it's made for adults, but this got me closer than I've been in a long, long time. Especially considering the runtime, they did both what they wanted and what was needed of a pilot. If you're someone who has trouble with finding something new or getting into shows, I cannot recommend this highly enough. Give it a chance like I did. Lackadaisy may serve alcohol, but I don't need to be drunk to have a good time here.
Are my eyebrows still on?
Yep.
Aces.